Hello and welcome to a Dragon Nest tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to craft and enhance items in Dragon Nest. One of the first things you should be doing in Dragon Nest is actually crafting yourself a set of armor. When crafting these sets you are going to have to acquire certain materials from certain nests in order to craft these sets. A good way to do these nests is to go into the Garden of Eternity, choose your nest, and choose the option for solo mode. Solo mode is an easier version of the nest that's easier to complete. Doing these nests on solo mode will allow you to accumulate the materials in order to craft your gear and work your way up to challenge some of the hardest nests in Dragon Nest. Once you've acquired enough of these materials, you're ready to craft your gear set. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find yourself a blacksmith. Once you've found a blacksmith, go ahead and click on him, click trade, click craft, and the first tab you'll actually be in is the gear sets tab. If you look on the left, there's a variety of different gear sets to choose from. Depending on your level, one gear set may be better for you than another. I'm going to go ahead and craft a level 24 Elf Queen set. Materials for this set can be obtained from Minotaur Nest. Now that we've crafted our gear, the next thing we need to work on doing is enhancing it. In order to enhance our gear though, we're going to need one more thing: lusters. Lusters are consumable materials that are used upon attempting an enhance on your gear. The easiest way to obtain these lusters is by doing dungeons and opening chests. Another way that you obtain them from these dungeons is by defeating the stage boss. After you defeat the stage boss of every dungeon, you'll also be able to open up one of 4 chests. These chests have a chance to drop lusters as well. Another way to obtain lusters is to craft them. To craft lusters, just go to the crafting menu, click on the general tab, and as you can see, this is where we craft lusters. To craft lusters, you're going to need 3 of the lesser lusters in combination with octagonal water to craft 1 of the greater lusters. Something else that's useful to know as well is that most all these materials can actually be found on the marketplace. So if you find one of the marketplace vendors, go ahead and click marketplace and type in the materials that you're looking for. Whether the items you need be lusters, materials, or even gear itself, you can find just about anything on the marketplace. Now that we have our gear and our lusters, we're ready to enhance. Once in the enhancing menu, go ahead and right click your piece of gear you want to enhance and click enhance. When enhancing gear, your gear has a chance to raise in level, lower in level, stay the same, or past the enhances of 6 it can actually break. What I recommend doing is getting all pieces of gear to +6. At +6, your gear is fairly good and gives you a fair amount of stats. If you want to go for enhances higher than 6 though, what I recommend using are item protection jelly. There are a few different ways to obtain item protection jelly. The common and most convenient way is to obtain it by buying it on the cash shop. Other ways include going to the in-game marketplace and buying item protection jelly that other people have actually listed on it. And also by participating in contests and events in-game you can get item protection jelly. Once you have the item protection jelly, in order to use the jelly, go back to the enhancing table, put your item in the enhancing slot, and checkmark the item protection jelly. That way the item protection jelly will be used and protect your gear from breaking. Another thing you may want to craft in Dragon Nest are technique accessories. Technique accessories can be crafted in the crafting menu in the technique tab. Once in the crafting menu, you'll be given a choice of 3 accessories to tech, either technique necklace, technique earring, or technique rings. When you tech a skill, it'll give it a +1, increasing the level of the skill by 1, and overall increasing the skill's effectiveness. To make these accessories, you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need an epic grade accessory, and you're also going to need fragments corresponding to that skill. In order to obtain these fragments and accessories, you're going to need to go into the Garden of Eternity. Once in the Garden of Eternity, you'll see something called Chaos Rift. In the Chaos Rift, you'll have a choice of 3 different rifts. Each of these 3 rifts drops different types of fragments. Each of these different fragments are used to tech different skills depending on the skill's level. You can acquire the accessories required to make tech accessories from Hell Nests in the Garden of Eternity. Once in the nest, at the very end of the nest, after you defeat the Hell Mode boss, there'll be a chest that will have a chance to drop these accessories. Once you've collected the materials and made your tech accessories should look something like these. The last and most recently incorporated kind of crafting that you can do in Dragon Nest is talisman and jade crafting. In order to craft talismans and jades, you're going to first have to acquire the lesser quality talismans and jades from nests and Abyss Mode dungeons. Once you have these, you can take them to the extractor and extract them. After you extract these lower quality talismans and jades, you will get pieces of these talismans and jades that are used to craft the higher quality talismans and jades. Other materials that you're also going to need are dragon gem cores and talisman essences from the Priestess of Darkness Mocha. If you go to one of these fast travel crystals, you can travel straight to the Priestess of Darkness Mocha. Once at the Priestess of Darkness Mocha, go ahead and click on her and go to the Goddess Lament shop. Goddess Laments are what you will need in order to trade for the materials used to craft these talismans and jades. You can obtain Goddess Laments by completing daily quests. These materials can also be purchased on the marketplace. Now that we have the pieces necessary, go back to the blacksmith. Go ahead and click Trade, Craft, and go to the Synthesis tab. At the Synthesis tab, you'll have the option to make quality talismans or quality jades. Once you've crafted your talismans and jades, you can equip them by scrolling over them and right-clicking them. For talismans, if you right-click it, you get the option to put it in a slot, and you just click Yes. For jades, it's a little bit different. You'll right-click the jade, choose the piece of equipment you want to put it in, and then click OK. Now with your gear made, you're ready to challenge some of the hardest bosses in Dragon Nest. Thanks for watching.